But right before thread 1 unlocking A, context switch happens and T2 tries to lock A, but lock A is with T1. So this operation also fails. Hi all, this is me Karan. So whenever we are talking about process synchronization, so there are three things. First one is deadlock, second one is livelock, and third one is starvation. And all these three concepts are very important when we try to understand the process synchronization end to end. So till now we have already understood deadlock. Now we'll try to understand livelock and then we'll try to understand what is starvation. So let's get started. So if I see the definition of livelock, then I can say threads continuously reacts to each other but still make no progress. That is, threads are active but unable to do any useful work. So in case of deadlock, what was happening was thread T1 was having some of the resources, thread T2 was having some of the resources, T1 was waiting for the resource acquired by T2 and T2 was waiting for the resource which was acquired by T1. So that's how none of the threads were able to execute the task. But in case of livelock, threads will be reacting to each other, but still they won't be able to make any progress. So we'll try to understand this with one of the examples. So here is this thread 1 and there is this thread 2. And thread 1 is locking one of the lock, which is lock A, and later it tries to lock B. And there is this thread 2 which locks lock B and then tries to lock A. And if lock A acquisition fails, at that time it unlocks B so that this particular thread 1 can acquire this particular lock B and then retry from the starting point, that is again try to acquire lock B. So let's see how livelock can happen in this kind of situation. So let's say this is thread T1 and this is thread T2. So thread T1 has acquired the lock and at the same time thread 2 has also acquired the lock, that is lock B. So lock A is with T1 and lock B is with T2. So at the next step, when thread T1 tries to acquire this particular lock B, because this lock is with T2, so this particular operation will fail. And now let's say at this point context switch happens and T2 tries to acquire lock A. So when T2 tries to acquire lock A, this also fails. Why? Because lock A is with T1. So what happens is this unlocks B, that is it releases the B, and at the same time this thread T1 also releases mutex A and again retry. So again T1 acquires lock A and this particular thread T2 also retry. So again thread T2 acquire B, but again same thing happens. T1 tries to acquire lock B, but this particular operation fails. But right before thread 1 unlocking A, context switch happens and T2 tries to lock A, but lock A is with T1. So this operation also fails. So again this thread T2 releases this particular lock B and at the same time thread T1 also releases this particular lock A. So T1 doesn't have any lock and at the same time T2 also doesn't have any lock, and again both the threads retry and same thing keep on happening again and again. So again and again both the threads are reacting to each other, that is when this acquisition fails, this particular thread T2 releases the lock so that this thread T1 can acquire that lock, and at the same time thread T1 also releases the lock A so that thread T2 can acquire that lock. But all these operations are having in such a way that none of the threads are able to proceed ahead. So we can try understanding this with a very layman example. So let's say there is a person A which is moving in this particular direction and there is a person B which is moving in this particular direction. So person A thinks that let's move in this particular direction so that B can proceed ahead. But at the same time, B also thinks that let's move in this direction so that A can proceed ahead. So they end up again reaching in the same direction. So again at this point, A thinks that, oh, let's move to the opposite direction here so that B can proceed ahead. But at the same time, B also thinks that, oh, let's go to the opposite direction so that A can proceed ahead. And this entire cycle keep on happening. So this is one of the examples of Livelock. I hope this particular lecture was helpful for you. So till now, if you have not subscribed the channel, please do subscribe, and at the same time, do try providing your feedback so that I can provide more valuable content. Thank you.